The song's called "Leave It Behind," and this is another cool song. And it's got a just like really catchy and kick-ass strip. So here we go with "Freedom Fuel." Right on. That was Freedom Fuel with Leave It Behind, and one of my favorite tracks off that album. And so cool, and it's so catchy, and it just that riff is like a classic like blues riff, right? Kind of mixed in with jazz, but I just love the scale. Like, well, some more say it's a classic scale. Regardless of that, it's a great tune, very catchy, and just love the vocals of that song. I mean, this is such a great album as well. So you guys should really check it out. Freedom Fuel with Leave It Behind.
Yeah, that riff is amazing, and the sort of hook on it is really, really, like, technically really, really good, and also it's just really smart in terms of, it makes you feel good, doesn't it? There's loads of things I love about this band. I think they're excellent. I think they kind of mix, like, heavy rock with kind of, like, ocean colour scene and a bit of Oasis and Britpop kind of stuff going in there as well, and rock and roll. So, yeah, I think they're absolutely brilliant. What I really like about them is if you're listening and I'd recommend checking out their Facebook page in particular, because I think the album from memory is called something like Happy People, I think it is.
Yes.
And basically every post sort of makes excessive use of the word happy to sort of help promote the album. So there's some great ones. I'm just having a look through here, the ones that so that I didn't get my quotes wrong. And my favourite is Freedom Fuel is making your dancing pants happy.
That's a good phrasing right there, eh?
Yeah, there's loads like when they've done interviews and they've gone, they're happy, we're all happy people. I just think it's a really cool little piece of promo they've sort of done over the last few months, which is wicked. But that's always good. It's always nice when people do sort of cheeky and fun things on social media. Before I forget, I want to give a shout out to our good friend Stuart Platt Lewis, who is listening in this evening. Stuart obviously does the Premium Blend radio show, which is basically, I was going to say the best radio show on the planet, but it's certainly up there with ours. But it's top quality, and he's just messaged me to say he's tuned in. So evening, good lad. But yeah, man, Freedom Fuel, absolutely love them. Brilliant riff, great tune.
Right on. Speaking of which, speaking of Premium Blend, Terry will probably be the last interview we do for the year, but next year we will have Stuart on, and we gotta get the old Janny boy John Magnuson from Sweden on.
Yeah, and we got Who Killed Nancy Johnson on in January.
That's right.
Definitely.
So we're gonna have to. January's probably gonna be pretty busy for that, but we'll set all those up, and I'm looking forward to it. John Mason actually just released a new song, and it's mixed. I can't remember the guy's name right now, but anyways, song's out right now. You can buy it on iTunes, Spotify, the whole thing. So we do have the song, but we are gonna wait till next Saturday and then actually play on NMS instead of Friday Night Rocks. And we have a new song from Apes to Angels, and a new version of Crossfire's song "Walking Wounded." So,
oh, nice.
Yeah, so
I haven't heard that one yet.
Yeah, well, Jonathan just sent it to me about an hour ago, literally an hour ago.
There you go. It's Bruno Smokey is the guy that's collaborated with John Magnuson, so it's kind of this folk hip hop medley. It's really cool, actually. It's a really great track, and particularly. I'm sure he would appreciate, get yourself a download or whatever and give him the 50p or 79p or whatever it is. But actually, John's really big on Spotify, so if you want to listen to it for free, he's always keen to get his Spotify plays up and stuff like that. So, if anyone's on that, get on it. But yeah, it's a really cool track. Actually, I really enjoyed listening to that one. It felt like a really random thing to do, but it worked really well, I thought.
But I say keen is the wrong word. He's almost overexcited about doing it, which is not a bad thing. Just
yeah, he loves it. He's big on his promo, and
absolutely.
What I love about John actually is he's big at shouting out about other artists as well, and I think that's the way to move forward for anyone.
He's definitely a supportive musician, to say the least.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that's great because you should be. It's part of the reason I do this. It's all about finding and discovering new music and supporting. I've linked up with bands on here that we've either played with or are going to play with as a result of doing this and stuff like that. And it's just a great way to network as much as anything. So, but John's very similar minded. He's just like, there's loads of cool music out there. Let's shout about it. And obviously in that he puts his own as well, which is quality.
Well, you know what? Just before we move on to our next song here, when I was at the dog park this morning, I was talking with some regulars, some friends of mine. And we got on the topic of music, which is kind of happens almost every other week. And we were talking about it, and we were talking about how hard it is, just in the past, probably at least 10 years plus, how hard it is to kind of get into the mainstream, right? And because we were talking about, because most people now, it's all DIY and that sort of thing, which is not a problem, mind you. And it's not really about being the right place at the right time anymore. Just kind of it's essentially using your social media to your full advantage, right? And the thing that gets me too is like, you know, when we were talking, said even though some of these bands are in the limelight, not all of them stay in there. You know, a lot of it's just kind of like a one-hit wonder and they're done. Because a lot of it just in the longest time, it's been like kind of computer generated crap is what it comes down to. You know,
well, this is it. Yeah,
and
I mean the industry as a whole, I think, is struggling to adapt, but I think it always has. You know, I remember reading something recently where the kind of music industry as we know it started as a publishing industry. And they used to, print sheet music for people to learn how to play like show tunes on their pianos at home. And that was kind of the beginning of the music industry. And then someone invented the piano roll, which is the piano plays the tracks for you. And everyone went, oh my God, the music industry's dead. No one's going to buy the sheet music because the piano just plays it for you. And of course, piano roll was really popular, but sheet music sales went up because people also had more of an incentive to learn how to play it because they're more engaged. And there's kind of been that, you know, all those things, the transition to radio, you know, the shortage of being able to make vinyl during the war. It's faced all these challenges, and I think we're in the sort of streaming challenge at the moment. And
that's it as well. It's music, you know, we're trying to get out wherever you can, right? And
exactly.
This is a sidetrack. Like I know we have many sidetracks, but for once this actually doesn't this doesn't tie into the music. I just happened to see it the other day, and because when I was doing my overnight with my partner Cecile, we watched a movie. So, and then we watched a couple episodes of Arrested Development, and it's like, you know what? I got this one Simpsons episode in mind. I'll just watch this because, you know, I hadn't seen it for so long, and it's the one where they're doing an auction to raise money for the firefighters to get a fire truck. So it's all the guys in Springfield, right? And they're all just like ugly as sin. And you know, there's about 10 of them, and they have a place called the Rejection Pit, you know, which is even better. So they're pretty much all in there, and Krusty's doing the competition, right? And then it's up to the sea captain. So he's like, "Come on, he likes sunsets. What more do you want?" And he hangs his head. He's like, "Yar, I'm not attractive." And I'm just dying, right? Because I'd seen an episode in so long, and we'd watch that. It was just one of those ones that you just cry laughing because it's seen so long. But it was just really funny. And of course, they show the firefighters, you know, and this is all cartoons, obviously. But the firefighters are built like brick shit houses, and they're like, "Oh, we're never gonna get that fire engine, right?" Meanwhile, they could have been auctioned off and made the money for the fire truck. Obviously, that's a joke, but it was pretty funny. So.
The layering and the jokes.
Well, that's exactly it, right?
It's genius, yeah.
So next up, we got a band called Gallowwood, and the song's called HMS Surrender. And these kids, literally kids, are just unbelievable. The talent's amazing. So here we go with Gallowwood and HMS Surrender. Dig this.
This is my punishment. This is my persecution.